If I didn't dedicate time to this mile over the past month and a half, none of these changes that we're about to see would have taken place, and that is the truth. What's up, friends, and welcome to today's video. We are going to be doing a bit of an experiment today. For the last month and a half, I have been doing a mile every single chance that I get while still taking my necessary rest days. I ended up doing 31 miles in about 42 days. We are going to be looking at any changes that could have possibly taken place. Let's go over a few important things about how this is all going to go down, and then we'll jump into the past. So we started this whole process on December 10th of 2019, so it's been a month and a half now. One thing that I do want to point out is that nothing changed in my training. So we didn't do anything new, I didn't change my food, I wasn't on a diet, I wasn't in a surplus. I was just eating at maintenance, running a mile every chance that I could while taking the necessary rest that I needed. Because I started December 10th, I had my birthday, Christmas, New Year's, and Austin's birthday. So this was definitely the most indulgent part of the year for me, but I think that's gonna be really cool to see what changes took place even over the most indulgent part of the year for me. So I think that'll be a really cool extra in there. As for the end date, it was pretty much unknown from the beginning, specifically because every good coach knows that rest days are necessary for safety and progression. Although I knew I wanted to run 31 miles in total, I didn't know how long it was technically going to take me because I didn't know how many rest days I was going to need. So that was kind of just in the air until I figured out where I was at. As I said, we were just going to be looking at the different changes and adaptations that are taking place in me physically, mentally, and cardiovascularly. We're going to be looking for, of course, physical changes, if I lost any weight, if I gained any weight, if I got bigger, if I got smaller, anything like that. Secondly, we're going to be looking at mental changes. Do I feel better? Does running make me feel good? How am I doing in the whole process? So I'll keep you up to date through the videos like that as well on my little video logs that you'll see. Thirdly, as I said, we're going to be looking for cardiovascular improvements. If my heart rate is lower, putting out the same intensity, if I can take less breaks during the mile and kind of like build my endurance and my stamina in my heart. Number 4, of course, we're going to be looking at speed improvements. I do think we're going to be seeing a few benefits from this experiment as well. We're definitely going to see that the smaller changes and the small habits that you make in your life are going to lead up to that big picture. Of course, we all want to have a big picture goal, your overall outcome of this whole process, and that's fine and great, but we also need to focus on those small habits every day that we can change to make the bigger outcome. I'm not taking very much time, I'm not changing anything huge in my life, I'm just adding a mile in here and there when I can. Secondly, we're going to be looking at the principle of specificity. This principle states that unless you train specifically for what you want to achieve, you're not going to be able to achieve that. So I feel like this is a huge misconception in the fitness industry right now, especially for my newbies out there. I feel like I hear it all the time, like, oh, Tasha, you work out, so you should be good at this, or you do this, so you should be good at this, when yes, I'm at an advantage because I am healthy and fit, but just because I lift weights doesn't mean I'm gonna be a good runner and vice versa. Just because I eat good doesn't mean I'm gonna go and be this great football player or whatever, you know what I mean? You're gonna see that I'm not a fast runner and it's gonna be pretty tough for me to finish a mile steady, like without taking any break. We all know that the biggest excuse for why people can't get their fitness in is because they don't have time. We're all gonna see that I'm taking 20 minutes out of my days to get this done. Like, this is not time consuming. I mean, even with like getting ready and all that good stuff, like, it's not gonna take me that long to get this done every day. And we're just gonna X-nay that excuse right out in this video and prove that you have an extra 20 minutes every day that you can get a mile in, or you can go on a walk, or you can walk the dog and have a little, whatever you want, a family walk, anything. You can get out there and do something and get active. Because overall, if you want to improve your health, you have to dedicate time to that. If I didn't dedicate time to this mile over the past month and a half, none of these changes that we're about to see would have taken place, and that is the truth. One thing I do want to mention before we jump into this, as I said, we are in the future of this video right now, so my hair does look a little bit different, but that's because I just got it done today, and this video was taken over the last month and a half. So through the video, my hair is going to look a lot lighter and blonder, but it's because your girl just got it done. I think we have everything covered as far as like what to expect from the video, so let's jump into the past and get started on measurements and then get into our cute little montage of running miles. What's up, y'all? It's dark as fuck, but I am halfway through my first mile, day 1. We doing this, guys. Day 2 of my 1 mile run. I'm actually going on a sunrise run this morning. It is 6:45. I think I actually might go for like 2 miles today just to get a nice little warm up. Let's do this, y'all. Day 3 of my 1 mile run. Let's beat yesterday's run, y'all. All right, it is day number 4, and my sweet love's joining me today. Let me get it. What's up, guys? So it is day number 5. I'm gonna start showing you the date so there's no doubt about it. Come on now. It's December 15th. I've actually started recording my mile times. Yesterday I got the quickest mile time yet, and I'm super pumped about it, so I think I'm actually gonna go 2 miles today because my workout this morning wasn't so good, so let's do it. It is December 17th, day number 7. Gonna beat our time from last time. It is December 18th, day number 8, and I'm about to get my mile in at the gym. Once again, I'm not super excited about it because it kind of sucked the other day, but we're doing it. What's up, guys? Today is number 9 in my 1 mile trek a day, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel very good, like physically. My knee and my ankle both feel weird. Gonna take a break today and see how I feel tomorrow, so. What's up, guys? It's day 11. We just got done with our workout, and I actually incorporated my mile into my workout. I did 4 rounds of a 1/4 mile and like 3 other exercises, so hell yeah, dude. What's up, guys? It's day number 12 now, and it was my birthday last night, so I feel like garbage. And we're gonna walk today. Easy peasy. For day number 13, I ran my mile in 10 minutes and 54 seconds, which is pretty good. And I really feel like the break that I took was like much needed. Smarter choice to actually take that break and let my body recover a little bit before keeping on going. Definitely gonna continue to do that throughout the month. Like anytime I feel like I need a break, I'm gonna take it, because regardless, it'll still be a month of me running as often as I can, and whereas I wasn't before. So it'll still be a nice change, hopefully. Day number 17, let's do this. I was about to run another mile, and it is like 8 o'clock at night, and I almost totally forgot to run a mile today, so it's freezing, and we're gonna do this. I have no idea what day it is, but it is mile time, so let's do this. Day 21, and it's mile time. Let's do this. Running another mile. Ooh, the sky looks nice. What's up, guys? So technically it's day 23, but I've actually taken 4 rest days, so it's technically day 19, like of an actual mile. Anyway, on to the next one. I just got done with day number 25, which would have been mile 21, I think, so it's definitely getting easier for sure. Although I do think I need a rest day here soon. My feet kind of hurt, so I'll probably take a day or 2 off, either tomorrow or the next day. Another mile down. I believe this was honestly mile like 27, so That's crazy. That is crazy. I definitely feel just like, almost just like a little bit wobbly, like in my ankles and one of my knees. Like I just feel like there's a lot going on and there's a lot of movement. It's not all bad, it really isn't. Like my cardiorespiratory fitness is fucking through the roof and I just feel like a machine right now, which is awesome. Like that is cool. I want to feel like I'm a working machine. I don't want to be breaking down, you know what I mean? Another mile, let's do this. Another one down, only like 5 more to go. Another mile. I think I honestly, after this, only have 3 more, so we're almost there, guys. Kind of crazy. All right, guys, today marks day 27 of 30 miles. It's kind of crazy, like almost being done. Guys, it is early in the morning right now, but I literally have 2 more miles. Honestly, I feel like I should be taking a break right now, but I only have 2 more and I literally just want to get them done so bad. Especially because I'm going on vacation this weekend and it's Wednesday right now, so I guess I could take a day off, but we're supposed to be leaving on Friday morning, so I just don't even want to have to deal with the stress of like all of that. But if all else fails, I will finish it when I get back from my vacation. I'm gonna stop rambling and get in here and do this. I'm not super excited, honestly, but 2 more miles. We got this. It is time for our last and final mile. I just ran my last mile this morning and it is time for measurements. Started December 10th and I ended January 22nd, which is a total of 42 days. So 31 miles in 42 days is very typical considering that's like 2 or 3 rest days a week, which for somebody who like was not running before I started this, like that's pretty good. Could have possibly been at like a really high risk of injuring myself if I didn't take those rest days. I feel like this little challenge was much more realistic than just kind of like 30 days in a row, have to do it. Like that's not really like healthy or good for you, especially if you have not been running before. But it is time for the day that I've been waiting for. I'm actually just really proud of myself that I finished it and I got through it. I'm excited to watch the whole montage of like all the days that I did record. I don't know, I just think this whole experience is really cool and I'm super pumped I did it. So take some measurements and see if any adaptations took place. This is like my time of the year to completely splurge, so I think it'll be interesting to see if anything changed. Definitely know I overate on a couple of those days, so I'm curious to see if anything happened. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so here's a little breakdown of my month of mile times. I went ahead and got weekly averages for each week, as well as highlighted the highest and the lowest miles. So for week 1 we started with an average of 11 minutes 27 seconds. My highest mile was 13:30 and my lowest was 9:09. The second week we started seeing a little bit of adaptation, with my weekly average being 11:05, my lowest being 10:24 and my highest being 12:11. Third week, we really see some cool adaptations, with my weekly average being a whole minute quicker than my first week. My lowest was 9:15 and my highest was 11:04. And then for this last week, we definitely saw a little bit of burnout here because my average was 11 minutes, with my shortest being 9:32 and my longest being 12:10. So I'm honestly thoroughly pleased with how that turned out. I think that this whole adaptation from week 1 to week 4 is really cool to see, and I'm super pumped that I took this data when I did. I very much expected to burn out week 4 because that's typical when it comes to programs like this, so I'm happy. Alright guys, so for the second chart, we are showing the differences between measurements in day 1 and day 30. I went ahead and labeled the body parts, the day 1 through day 30 measurements, as well as the difference between the two. So starting with my weight, obviously I didn't actually gain a pound here. We are really just seeing day-to-day fluctuations because running a mile every day did not put me in a surplus to where I would have actually gained a pound. So this is just the basic weight fluctuations that we all experience every day. Secondly, I always like to measure my waist flexed and relaxed because I feel like it gives a more accurate change over time, simply because when you go to measure yourself, you might measure like half flexed or half relaxed or somewhere in between, and it just doesn't come out as accurate. So I do both just to play it safe. So in my relaxed waist measurement, I started at 29 inches and ended up with 28 and a half, which is a negative ½ inch, and that is awesome to start. My waist flex was 27.6 and ended at 27.4 with a difference in 0.2 inches. My chest started at 34 inches and ended at 33.5, which is a change in ½ inch. My arm started at 12 inches and went down to 11.75, which is a difference in 0.25 inches. My hips started at 39.5 and ended at 39 inches, which is a ½ inch difference again. And then my thigh, for the biggest difference, was at 24 inches and ended up at 23.25 for a 0.75 of an inch difference. And then my calves didn't change much because your calves don't really change much your whole life. So I am very happy with this. I am honestly a little bit shocked that I lost over this period because, as I said, I overindulged. But if you stay consistent and you keep doing your homework and you do what the plan says, you are going to see changes, and that is that. So I am thoroughly happy with the results from this whole process. I truly cannot believe how many improvements took place and the adaptations and how significant they were. We made adaptations in speed almost by a minute, sometimes a minute and a half. Like, that is truly pretty cool in just a month. Secondly, I actually saw improvements in my heart rate during the mile. When I was running at a certain speed, my heart rate was able to be lower because I was more trained and more used to that type of stress. Number 3, we saw complete composition changes in my physique. My weight stayed consistent throughout this whole month, but my measurements were smaller, and that tells me that I exchanged some fat for some muscle because our muscle's a bit more dense. So even though I had the same amount of weight on my body, I had more muscle, which in turn made me denser. If that makes sense. I am smaller, but I'm the same weight. That makes sense. If you have any more questions about that, leave them below. And then of course, the principle of specificity, dude, like, wow. I was not a good runner to start with. I was faster than my high school mile to start with, which, hey, at least I'm doing better than I was in high school. To really see my mile go from 11.5 minutes to somewhere around 10.5 minutes is really freaking cool to see, and it wouldn't have been that way had I not trained like I was training for the last month. If I had not been running a mile for the last month, I would have seen no changes in my mile time. And that is the principle of specificity. And I know that sounds really silly, but a lot of people don't understand that. You have to train and be goal-oriented. You have to have a program that tethers to whatever it is that you want to achieve. And that's just how it is. I want to make sure that I say that these videos are really cool that you see on YouTube, people doing, you know, this ab circuits for a month, or, you know, trying something for 2 months, or this, or this, or this. Everything is only cool until it becomes not safe. So if you want to try to run a mile every day for a month, understand that you're gonna need to take a break if you haven't ran before. Your muscles are gonna hurt, your knees are gonna hurt, your ankles are gonna hurt, your feet. While videos like this are very cool, I thought it was really important to keep the safety factor there. And even though I technically didn't run 1 mile every day for 31 days, I still ran 31 miles in a very small period of time, in the safest amount of time that I possibly could have. And even so, I feel like I could have stretched my rest days a little bit farther, because as you guys saw, there were multiple times in the video where I was like, ooh, I'm not feeling very good. Although it did challenge me to get into the gym as often as I could and run a mile, I didn't want the stress. I didn't want to make myself feel like I had to do it, or this video was inconsistent, or just didn't count. Just make sure it's safe, make sure it's achievable, and you're not going to be hurt or emotionally devastated or drained or just hating it. You want it to be fun, goal-oriented, exciting, manageable. So, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you need any help with your fitness goals, leave me a comment below, or even head over to my Instagram page and shoot me a DM or an email. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.